America! 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 It's America!
The mini episode.
Hi, America. It's me, Tim, from America the Conversation and America the Podcast, here with our very first mini episode of America the Conversation. What are these mini episodes going to be? Well, I don't fucking know. And you're going to be here with me figuring that out along the way. I'm going to have some segments. I'm going to talk about some current news. It's current to like right now. I want to call it news from now or whenever the hell you're listening to this. But I don't think any of the staff here wants me to call it that. But we'll see. They can give me their feedback in person because I get to see them, but you don't. Well, that's not true. You get to see Thebe starred on videos on TikTok and Instagram at America the Podcast, where you can also follow and see stuff from this show. You can find our clips on America the Podcast's pages, as well as America the Conversation's pages at America the Conversation on Instagram and TikTok. All of the clips that we have, if we have any video, that will be on the America the Podcast page on YouTube. All of those links are in the description to this episode and every other episode that we will release. We also have a Patreon. I know everybody likes Patreon, and we've got one. And we have extended episodes, not of the mini episodes, but of the core episodes, as we call them. And we also have extra conversations, little things that, topics that we wanted to talk about, but really couldn't take up a whole episode. And we're going to we're going to play those clips in these mini episodes, portions of them. We're not going to give you the whole thing for free. We're just going to wet your whistle. And then if you want to hear the full things, the full entire episodes or the full versions of these extended conversations or random conversations, rather, you can donate $3 to our Patreon every month, and you can get those. There's early releases of every single episode. They'll come out on Sundays versus Wednesdays when the show normally comes out. I know this first episode came out on Friday, but, I can't control when January 6th is. So, the core episodes will come out on Wednesdays, and the mini episodes will also be out on Wednesdays. But Patreon, you guys will get them on Sundays. And those episodes, except for the mini episodes, will be extended. For instance, this the premiere episode of America the Conversation, I think the extended episode was like 53 minutes, and the core episode that we released to the main podcast feed was only like 48 minutes, so like a 5-minute longer episode. And then there's the next episode that's going to come out that's I think on Patreon is going to come out to about almost 8 to 10 minutes longer. So it'll vary, but you're going to definitely get extended episodes as well as early episodes. And I think Andrew wants to make a tier called Fascist Tiers, where if you donate the $100 level, we'll send you a tiny little vial of salt water and label it Fascist Tiers, and you can put it on your shelf. Or give it to a friend. Or if you yourself know a fascist, bottle their tears and maybe we'll buy it off of you. But for now, we should move on with this episode, and I'm not going to ramble into your ears anymore. And I'm going to play, a little short clip of the extended episode, stuff that you missed, that you can go on to Patreon and hear the full thing now. So here's that.
I don't think anyone besides Al-Qaeda like 9/11. Maybe a few insurance adjusters for buildings downtown, but...
Oh, yeah, Donald Trump? Yeah, there you go.
I have the tallest building now.
Yeah.
It's the tallest.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think it was their fucking favorite holiday, the way they've held on to it for years. And the second a bigger thing happens, not a bigger thing, but definitely a almost government overthrow, they seem to not give two shits. And...
well...
yeah.
I mean, they seem to be pro-coup, as long
Definitely
as it's Americans cooing.
Yes.
Right-wing Americans cooing. Yeah.
Yeah. And fun fact, it's not really working out for them anymore. I mean,
jokes aside, like, it didn't work for Hitler or Mussolini the first time they did it. Like, the beer hall push and the March to Rome were not as successful as either one of those men wanted them to be. Yet they showed up later anyway to do the things that they did.
George Santos?
So,
as a Brazilian,
history,
and
the first time is a tragedy and the second time is a farce.
George Santos is one of our own.
What's the
Fuck
last
that
time?
guy.
And that was a Brazilian's
it just
opinion.
keeps repeating the tragedy farce thing.
Oh. Got it.
Yeah.
So it never fizzles out into like a weak fart.
I mean,
It
I don't
seems
really have a
like
comment on that, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, do you, America? Let us know. All right, so that was that episode, or that clip of that episode. And again, donate $3 on Patreon. You get the full thing, full episode, full clip, full everything, right there for you every month and early every week. And that said, because we have to put commercials in these things to keep podcasts free, we'll be right back. Hi, America. Did you enjoy that commercial? Well, guess what? You're back now on the mini episode with me, Tim Philippi of America the Conversation and America the Podcast. Do you listen to America the Podcast? Because you should. And you should listen to all the other Shway Media shows that we have. We have a new show coming out called We Were Horse Girls. God, that's hard to say. And it's going to be great. I cannot wait. It's the first video podcast that we're doing. It has nothing to do with politics. So if you want to break from politics, I suggest giving that a listen here in the next few months when it's out. And we'll tell you. We'll premiere it on, we'll send a clip, show you a clip on Instagram, on our Instagram, at America the Conversation and at America the Podcast. And you'll know about everything that we're doing. No, we're not just politics here at Shway Media. I mean, at this show we are. So yeah, speaking of, some crazy shit happened this week, and I'm going to talk to you about it real quick. Okay, so as of this recording, Kevin McCarthy has lost his fourth vote to be Speaker of the House. His fourth vote. That hasn't happened in 100 years that it's taken more than one vote to elect a Speaker of the House. And I am here for it. Not just that, but George Santos voted for the Democrat initially. I don't know if he's voted for Kevin McCarthy or another candidate since then, but he straight up did not vote for a Republican for Speaker of the House as one of his first things to do as a not sworn in yet congressperson, because they can't, I don't even think they can swear them in until the speaker is done. And they have to elect the speaker by January 14th, I believe, because they have to pass a bill that pays everybody in the House. So none of the people who actually work for the House of Congress, the House of Representatives, is going to get paid because they can't make up their minds. And Kevin McCarthy, the weak little man that he is going to have to give concession after concession after concession to these fucking fascists that call themselves Republicans. And point is, if he isn't Speaker of the House by the time this mini episode airs, he will be eventually, but it may take a while. And it's hilarious to watch the Republican Party, this what I always considered a powerhouse of winning things and like really doing well. Like their policies, fascist policies aside, they've always done well. And this time they are not. We were watching them crumble, and it's fantastic. And I hope it does. And I hope Andrew is right. If he's listening to this, maybe he's not. Are you listening to this, Andrew? Text me right now. If he is right, the Republicans will become some sort of fringe thing that holds up in, I don't know, fucking the Carolinas or Wisconsin or something. But even then, Wisconsin has a Democratic governor. So who knows? Anyways, my point is, it's like I feel like I woke up in the wrong universe, or the right universe, rather, where everything I thought I knew about Republican politics and their party as a whole has just twisted into something that's just not real anymore, that they are now hopefully going to crumble and crumble and crumble, because even Trump, I think, recently just announced, he recently just announced that he doesn't get the nomination. Well, he did announce it. He teased at it, which is his way of announcing that he's going to do a third party run. So there you go. They're just collapsing, and that's amazing. And that's the news from now or whenever you're listening to this. So, yeah, there you go. There's the news for you. The news from now or whenever you listen to this. You know what? I'm going to fucking stick to it. And that's what it's called. That's that segment. And it'll just be breaking headlines that I'm obsessed with for the moment. So, yeah, I think since this is one of the first mini episodes, that's a good a place as any to end it. So that said, please follow us on social media, on Instagram and on Facebook and on TikTok at America the Conversation. If you like Twitter, and if you're listening to this at the point where Elon Musk is no longer in charge of Twitter, fun fact, we're using it again at that point, at whatever point in the future. But our Twitter account is at America the Convo. because conversation was too long. And you can follow us on Apple Podcasts and subscribe to us on Amazon, Google, Pandora, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and of course, donate to our Patreon for $3 a month and get extended episodes and bonus content every single week. Oh, and I almost forgot. If you want to call and be featured in this episode, a complaint you have about America, we have a segment on America, the podcast, which is going to be in these mini episodes as well, called Angry Americans. You can give us a call at 682-382-1023. That is 682-382-1023. It's a Google Voice number. You won't wake anybody. Give us a call, leave a message, send a voice memo. Send us a text and we'll read it on the air. I don't care. Don't be a racist asshole and an asshole. You know what? I'm going to go with it. Don't be a racist asshole or an asshole. Tell us what is pissing you off about America. And maybe we'll include it in the show, assuming it's appropriate. All right, that's it. I think the music's playing right now, so I'm going to go and let my dogs out, I guess. This has been a mini episode of America the Conversation. I'm Tim Philippi, and Andrew Turner, my co-host, isn't here because he's not going to do these things because he's a very busy person. And we appreciate all you do, Andrew, and goodbye.
America the Conversation is a production of America the Podcast and Shway Media. The creators and hosts of America the Conversation are Tim Philippi and Andrew K. Turner. The show is mixed and edited by Tim Philippi at Shway Media Studios. The show's theme song is by Timmy Two Step, and all other music and sounds heard in this show were procured through the amazing companies listed in the show notes. For more information, please visit americatheconversation.com.
This has been a production of Shway Media, all rights reserved. For more information, please visit shwaymedia.com.